Hi, I'm Margie from MX Energy. And you know the nursery rhyme, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had some carbon offsets? I am actually standing in a carbon offset farm 60 miles south of Atlanta, Georgia. It's actually a tree plantation. And we're going to go and talk to the farmers who grow these trees.
One of the things in the South that we're blessed with is ample rainfall and warm weather. The longer growing season allows the trees to put on more growth. Any property that we have that is growing trees and sequestering carbon is certified worldwide, and it becomes a chain of custody for the mills and for the products if they want to be sure that their products are certified as green, in addition to the carbon sequestration.
This isn't where the snakes are, is it?
Well, water is really, really important to a forest, obviously. You see how the trees are growing on the banks. This is another way that we use the forest to protect something else. This doesn't really have a lot to do with carbon sequestration, but it does have to do with the role of forests that are used in carbon sequestration.
Do some trees emit more oxygen than others, or is that all the same?
It's pretty much all the same based on age. Another reason that we concentrate on the younger pines up until 35 or 40 years is they're actively growing. And you know what sequestration is photosynthesis. It's sunlight, carbon,
Pay attention
and
in
water.
school. This is where you learn all this stuff.
Well, that's true. But plants take the sunlight and the carbon out of CO2, carbon and 2 molecules of oxygen, and make wood. In doing that, they take the carbon out of the air and release oxygen.
Well, we are one of your customers, and we believed very strongly that because Georgia is a large market for us, that to offer carbon offsets that are locally grown would be advantageous to us.
One of the big challenges in Georgia is the continued growth. Population pressures decrease the amount of forest land. Every time a subdivision goes in, that's a loss of productive acres. And what we do, Valley Wood, is try and come up with ways for land to generate income so that people can afford to keep it in forests.
Valley Wood is a father-son team. While Richard keeps the forest, his son John minds the business.
Virginia Highland, which is full of lots of wonderful stores, is unique in the world in that it is the first carbon neutral commercial district. They brought in a company called Verus Carbon Neutral Partnership to come in and measure the carbon footprint of each of these retail operations.
Carbon Neutral is an organization that works to offset energy, the use of recycling, eco-friendly lighting, paints, all that type of thing. Anything that offsets environmental waste.
And what that means is that you calculate the CO2 emissions from heating, cooling, power generation, transportation to and from work for their employees, and lots of other factors that all go into calculating this carbon footprint. Once that amount of CO2 is determined, Verus then approached Valley Wood to purchase the offsets. By them purchasing our offsets, they're supporting sustainable forestry in the state of Georgia.
Our company is carbon neutral, and we took into account the power that we use for lights, for computers, for everything else, and also business travel. So there's a lot of different ways that people can consider what their carbon neutrality would be.
The neighborhood that we're in Virginia Highlands in Atlanta is full of a lot of progressive people and people that like to think of themselves as well educated and informed and making good choices to make a difference in the world and in our community.
If you're willing to pay to have your footprint measured, then you can very easily go carbon neutral.
Basically, our goal is to have everybody be carbon neutral at some point.